What's going on, everyone? This is Talk To Em Wizzy. I'm your host, Joe Wizard. I'm recording from the comfort of my home. I don't have a setup as of yet, but I'm working on it. Basically, I got some graffiti from my kids from over the years, and just bear with me as I'm not looking for perfection at this moment. I'm looking for just trying to get out some content, some stuff that's been on my mind, and as everybody says, just push record and let it go wherever you are. So that's what I'm gonna do. I'm going to give you a little introduction on who I am. I'm Joe Wizard. Um, I'm a producer. I'm a recording artist, songwriter, sound engineer, promoter, event planner, um, social media marketer, content creator, and I would say the list goes on. So instead of continuing with more, I'll just say entrepreneur. Uh, and as the podcast goes on and on and on, you'll find out more about me. But those are the basics. Anyways, so as for my producing, I started in '97. Um, I started making beats on a Yamaha keyboard, and then from when I started making beats on cassettes, um, I started writing music. And then from when I started writing music, I started emceeing over my music, you know, started rapping the songs over my beats. And then I started freestyling over my beats, which led me to needing a recording setup. I could have went to a studio, but I'm a do-it-yourself kind of guy. So I decided to. I was hustling, obviously. I was so instead of paying an engineer, paying a studio, created my own studio. As time passes on, I'm recording music, I'm distributing music on CDs and cassettes. In 2000, from the early 2000s, and I started recording for other artists that I would meet up with. Um, I would make beats and give out beat tapes to anyone and every artist that I would meet up with. So that's kind of how I got my name out there. And then once I started creating the songs, it ended up where I needed a platform to perform. And again, I could have went to a one-two guys that was already putting on showcases, but I decided I'll do it myself because I was very, I want to say, rough around the edges. I was one of those guys, you know what I'm saying? I was a guy. So not a lot of people, I rubbed people the wrong way when I went up to them. I was very aggressive. I tried to get on a couple of shows if I remember correctly, but didn't really get the opportunity because at the end of the day, I probably didn't present myself properly. But in that moment, I was I was too hard headed to even understand. So what did I do? I created my own platform and I started performing myself with one of my friends. Years go on. I put on a lot of showcases, a lot of artists, and then I end up taking a break. Um, life. So I had my fifth kid, so I'm a father, and I just ended up, and I just ended up getting caught up in daddy land. And but at the same time I was still writing and all that stuff. Then right around just before the pandemic, I got back into it. I started recording heavy. I had a whole I came back hard, and then in 2018 created another company with one of my other good friends. And at that time I finished recording a whole bunch of songs, so I started releasing them. You know what I mean? Because I had this whole plan, releasing these singles, going on tour, this and that. Um, and Then the pandemic hit, which is funny because at that point I was at like 500,000 streams. I was because I took up social media marketing and digital marketing in it's called George Brown College. I actually knew what I was doing. So I was collecting all the analytics, finding out where all my fans were, who was listening to my music, and I was going to go on tour in the States because I knew where my listeners were. I was starting to contact the promoters, and then the pandemic hit, 2020, messed everything up. The shows that I did have got canceled, obviously, and then we went into the online world where a lot of everything. I started doing online showcases, online performances, online interviews, podcasting, all that stuff. So, you know, again, for and then start to take a little step back, for everything, for all the events, for all of the singles, I was creating the cover arts as well. So at that point, you know I'm just I'm a do it all type of guy. I'm a try hard type of guy, right? So if if you say it can't be done, I get it done. I try my best. And so basically, right around 2024, uh, I ended up splitting up the company. Me and my friend, we ended up separating and going on our own ways. um, and again, I stepped back. I had to reanalyze everything, because everything that I was doing, I always ended up having a partner. But I would work, I can't say more, but I can say I don't stop working. Like, I wake up, I start working until my eyes close. And sometimes that gets in the way of relationships. And so I had to take a step back, reanalyze everything, and I created a whole new structure of things that I'm about to hit the scene with. So basically, that's just a little bit about me. There's probably a lot more that I'm missing out on. Obviously, I can't get into great details, but over each episode, I'll probably give you more details. I have many stories that I can tell. Um, Second topic I just wanted to touch on a little bit today is health. So I've been smoking weed for over 30 years. Um, and over the last, I'd say, 3 years, I cut down. And it's funny because that's kind of like when they legalized weed. So as they legalized weed in Canada, Toronto, where I'm at, um, I started lessening how much I smoke. Which, at the end, you gotta understand, I'm smoking, I'm smoking packs of blunts. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm smoking blunts every day, all day, every day. Um, but anyways, so as I've been cutting down, I'm just trying to think more about my temple, my longevity. I just want to I want to live to the age of 200. If it's possible, it's possible. To me, anything's possible. To you, 200 might be too much. For me, um, I see I see myself like how I am 200 years from now. Will I be? Time will tell. But anyways, um, back to what I was getting to. Um, so over the last 30 days, I completely quit smoking weed. And what I did is I incorporated lion's mane into my daily routine. I heard a lot of good things about it, regenerating dead brain cells and stuff like that. So you want to know what? I um, I wanted to see for myself. Um, Now, mind you, I've always been kind of like a conspiracy theorist where, for me growing up, weed was healthy to me. Because every time I smoke weed, I make a beat. Every time I smoke weed, I make a song. Every time I smoke weed, I make a new connect. Every time I smoke weed, I meet a new friend. I make just everything. It's every time I smoke weed, I would do something and something great would happen. So I never seen a lot of negative effects of weed. Um, but over the last 3 years, when I started cutting down, I felt like kind of like a negative effect on maybe my memory. So, as as I've done my research, lion's mane kept on coming up, and so I thought I'd give it a try. And lo and behold, um, after 30 days of taking lion's mane every day, I put it in the morning on an empty stomach. I Every morning I have a turmeric ginger tea, and I put my lion's mane in it. And I gotta tell you guys, it's working. I don't know how to explain it, but just to say that my brain feels more activated. Parts of my brain that I don't feel I was using, I feel like I'm using now. Um, I feel electricity in parts of my brain that maybe electricity wasn't in before. Um, that's the best way for me to describe it. And it's funny because on the weekend that just passed, I went to the club. I was chilling out. I don't drink, and of course, I didn't smoke, so whatever. But then there was this guy who was like, "Yeah, I'm gonna go outside and smoke a spliff." And me, I always keep a spliff on me, right? Whether I smoking or not, I always keep a spliff on me. And I was like, "You want to know what? I'm going to take a toke." And I smoked. But as I was smoking, I was like, "Yo," I actually had a fear in my a little bit of a fear of like, is this going to have a negative effect? Because I'm feeling great right now. Um, and over the last 3 years, I've been able to, make beats. I've learned that I can do everything that I was doing on weed without weed. It was kind of hard at first, but you know, like you can do it. Like if anybody's out there thinking that you can't, oh, you need weed to do this. If you don't have weed, you can't do it. I kind of had that anxiety, but I don't have that anymore because I've proven to myself that I don't need weed to do anything that I was doing before. So, anyways, uh, the lion's mane actually worked. So anybody out there, that's my testimony. If you have any testimonies, let me know because and if you have any other things that maybe I can incorporate into like any herbs or anything like that, leave them in the comments and let me know because I'm all about health right now. Like I said, I want to live to 200. I don't know if, people are like that's not realistic, but I am the type of guy that makes unrealistic goals, and I strive for the impossible. So time will tell. And kind of like the third topic that I kind of wanted to touch on is it's I know it's still the beginning of 2025, but I feel Tory Lanez just dropped the album of the year. Um, like for me, he set the bar. And anybody that doesn't know what Tory Lanez is going through right now, he's actually incarcerated in a California state jail. I don't know the name of the jail, but he's in California. He's in jail. So we had to record the whole album on a jail phone, and his engineers had to pick up the recording and do their magic. And did they ever do magic? So between the effort of Tori and the engineers, they produced a magnificent, good quality album. Um, Tory Lanez is just one of those guys. He's one of those guys that I remember he did the NFT, sold it out in under a minute or something like that, and sold over 1 million copies and made $1 million in under a minute or something like that, or 10 minutes, whatever it was. That's just who Tory Lanez is. So he's in jail, and I can just see what obstacle does he have. He wants to drop new music. The only way he can drop new music is by rapping over a phone and hopefully getting his engineers to whatever to get the album to get them to layer the vocals on the beats and create an album. Uh, they outdid themselves. So between Tori's uh, Tori's innovation, obviously he mixes the R&B with the rap, um, the emotion that he puts into his words is just it touches your soul. It doesn't matter if you've been to jail or not. A lot of us have been through trials and tribulations, and this album signifies that for Tory because he talks a lot about being in the bin and going through what he's going through right now, missing the people, missing his children, just everything. He misses everything. He wishes he obviously wasn't in jail. So and then another thing about the album, which is incredible, is that he included whether it's a performance on a song or on a skit, um, he incorporated his family. So again, that just adds another for me as the top album of the year. I know it's still early, but for me, any album that I listen to from this point on has to beat Tory Lanez. Drake dropped his album before Tory. Um, I liked it. I don't know if it was album of the year, but Drake just makes incredible music, and his album is, if you got a baddie, you can deal with her case for the whole. You don't have to stop and go on the whole album, right? But with Tory's album Peterson, um, it's just from start to finish, heart-filled, content. So I just wanted to shout out Tory, uh, and all of his engineers, everyone who put that album together. You guys did great. Um, I hope you guys win awards for that album, and I hope we get. I hope it reaches infinite um, credentials because it's truly a work of art. Um, so basically, that's just kind of like what I wanted to touch on today. As for my first episode, I didn't want to make it too long. I just wanted to introduce myself, talk a little bit about health, and some things that I've done in my life. Maybe it can help you. And obviously, my music review, which is Tory Lane's Peterson album, which is, to me, the album of the year. So please, now I hope you were able to listen to the whole thing or whatever. Either give this a thumbs up or a thumbs down. Your feedback is important to me, whether it's positive or negative. I never use negative as a negative. I use negative as a lesson. So if you got something to say it. I ain't afraid to take criticism for my art. I've heard it all being in this industry. So until the next time, please, I hope you subscribe to this video and or subscribe to this channel. I will be coming out with lots of content very soon. I got lots of ideas, lots of discussion panels coming up, music reviews, product reviews, interviews. Um, yeah, just lots more content to come. So until the next time, I'll see you guys later. Salute, and shout out to Gorilla Gods for the hat, and Supreme Clientele for the shirt. So you already know what it is. Have a great day. Have a great life. Uh, do your best, and if that isn't enough for somebody, then you don't have to worry about them because just doing your best is enough. Have a good day. Have a good night. Talk to you later.